after a better than fraudulent jobs claim report last week. Wow, how bad was that? We're going into a big volatile week this week, and it's going to be next. We're going to have that. We're going to actually look at the U.S. debt clock. I know a lot of you out there don't remember it very well. We're going to go over that, as well as what is Fannie Mae saying about the next 2 years, all next on Real Estate Daily. Welcome, everyone. My name is Troy, and every day we go over the latest news in real estate, housing, and the mortgage markets. Now, if you guys are out there thinking about buying a home, and we've seen rates come down significantly this month, and you're like, okay, I want to get past the whole, Christmas, the holiday thing, and I'll be looking in the first quarter of next year. Well, I got something special for you, and it is free. If you're nice or naughty, it doesn't matter. Either way, Santa's giving it out. Just click down below. You get a home buyer's guide. It is something that you can read through. I know it's 30, 40, 50, whatever pages. At least gives you an idea of what is going to happen and maybe makes it a little more smoother transaction for you. Now, with all that being said, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Helps this channel grow. I'm going to give you the best 5 to 10 minutes in real estate on a daily basis. Let's jump right into it. The Kobesi letter. Now, any of you that's been around, you know that the very first thing we talk about on Mondays is a Kobesi letter. This is on X. It goes over this week's key events. Now, the only day there's nothing happening is today and Friday. Well, Friday, everyone takes off. It's a 3-martini lunch, 10, 11 o'clock. Today, everyone gets in. They're in late a little bit. They've probably, they got the kids, and it's just a mess. But tomorrow, we're seeing a lot happen. Tomorrow is CPI inflation data. That's going to be tomorrow. Then Wednesday, big day. OPEC monthly report, as well as we're going to see the Fed. They're going to come out with their decision. Are they going to keep rates where they're at? That's exactly where I think it's at. I think it's almost like the odds are 99.9% that they're going to keep it where they're at. I think that if they do break down last week's job claimless for November, they'll notice a few things that are happening. Yes, was it higher than expected? Well, then you had 2 different unions go right back to work, and they were all counted in that. Number 1 was the Auto Workers Union, and then number 2 was right here in Southern California with the Actors Guild. And so all these people pile back in. That's why you have 20,000 overestimate. And again, like I've been saying now, month after month, the majority of jobs, or week after week, the majority of jobs are coming from the government. Where are these jobs? You actually hired 50,000 people in the last 7 days. Come on, guys. Let's go recalculate all this stuff. Makes no sense to me. All right, so the PPI inflation's on Wednesday as well. We have retail sales data, which I think is very key. That's going to happen on Thursday. Initial jobs claim for last week will be on Thursday as well. Big week. We're going to see where Daddy Powell comes up, and he's going to say 1 or 2 things. Hey, I'm keeping it. I'm being cautious. Everything's cool. Or he's going to say, F you all. We're going to go 1 more rate hike, and then we're going to see what happens going into next year. Now, the odds are, and the odds change virtually a week to week. 2 weeks ago, the odds were they were going to go ahead and reduce rates in January. Then it was in March, as a second meeting in 2024 for the Fed. Now they're talking about May. So guys, they're all over the place because all these numbers are all over the place. You literally look at the outside surface, there's a job creation. Then when you actually look at the inside of it, well, there is no job creation. These are just people that were on strike that are now getting back to their jobs. Makes no sense to show those people, but of course, you gotta look good, Joey B, gotta look good. All right, next here in line, DS News, kind of crazy, but Fannie Mae predicts further housing growth during the next 2 years. Fannie Mae, what are you thinking, huh? Well, they're the ones, and Freddie Mac keep coming out saying that we're at a housing shortage. And I know a lot of you out there like, wow, that's, I keep hearing it, and the housing market stays up. But we're continuing seeing like Jeff Bezos and other funds out there, they keep wanting to buy single family residents because they want to turn around and rent them out. If they keep buying them, and again, they're buying mostly from new home builders, and they're not buying existing inventory, which is, existing inventory is 91% of the market, but they're still buying up all these homes. Well, with that being said, we have a lot going on, and it could actually show some kind of gains. And let's go take a look at this. Says, according to a new survey panel from Fannie Mae, oops, did I go too high for you guys? There we did. The survey of national housing experts expects annual national home rate in 2024 to lie somewhere between 2.4 during 2024 calendar and 2.7. So they're actually showing a growth in the housing market. I say that if rates were to drop, if the black swan event were to happen, we're going to see rates drop way more than that. And then we're going to see the housing market take off. And again, if I keep going back to 2020, the last time we had a recession, the recession was caused by the bear flu, right? In March of 2020, excuse me. And with that being said, you would think that housing prices went down. They didn't go down, they went up. Why? Because people that were scared pulled their homes off the market. But the buyers said, hey, if I'm gonna have happen to me, well, I might as well have it in my house and not in a rental. Well, I'm just paraphrasing some people. I get it. But the idea was, hey, I want to take advantage of scared sellers. I want to take advantage of scared buyers because there's not a whole lot of buyers out there. And I want to take advantage of the rates that went down to almost, 2%. And that's the people who really have made the greatest gains is during the black swan events. And now more and more people are understanding this strategy and they're waiting, sitting on the sidelines for this to happen. Now, you're saying, Troy, what is a black swan event? Well, several things can happen. Government has major cash issues, money issues. And so the Fed has to turn around and any one of these scenarios, such as some type of, world event happens where maybe a bomb is exploded or some type of, escalation in WAR, whatever happens out there, any one of these things can really implode, the stock market. As well as the Fed has to come in, and what they'll do is they'll cut interest rates to stimulate the economy. And then if they do quantitative easing, God help us, because we're going to see inflation just go up. But if you have an asset, those assets also go up during that time, and including housing goes up. All right, let's jump into the fun part here, the U.S. debt clock, guys. Any one of us can go to usdebtclock.org. We've basically seen in only a few months the debt go from $33 billion. We are headed right to $34 billion. Joey B and the boys in DC, thank you very much. Every citizen is 100,000 underwater, and if you are a taxpayer, 260 is going on. Federal tax revenue, doesn't quite cut it. Okay, we're seeing, the federal budget deficit spending is almost $2 billion. And what's crazy, if I come down and I look at, which is really the issues here, is that here's interest on the debt is almost $700 billion. We're taking in 4.5. So if we throw some math in there, you're looking about 18% of the money that comes in is going out to make interest payments. All you people that are stuck with credit card debt and you're just going, oh my God, I keep putting stuff on credit cards and I can't pay it. I make the minimum payments. Join the club. This is exactly what they're doing. They're making minimum payments on this. And that's why they have to keep, pulling bonds out of their butts to get money so people can flood into bond market, and then they fund the bond market. Well, then that's what they use to pay off what? Social Security, war defense, Medicare. These are the three major expenditures for the U.S. government that, of course, Medicare and Social Security you've been paying into, but don't worry, they're just spending it the second it comes in. They're not saving it for nobody. All right. What you don't see moving on this is what is more scarier is we're looking at the workforce and debt, official unemployment. It's about 6 million people. I call BS. But what's scary is medium home price. And you see everything else fly up. Well, the medium home price, $36,142. Medium income, $36,000. Medium home is $424. Man, there's no one that's making $36,000 can afford a $425,000 home. The average car is $51,000. The last thing anyone should ever do is buy a new car. It's not financial advice, but I'm telling you now, the debt repo market for cars is going to be enormous in 2024. You're going to see a lot of people get repoed, because they just can't get through it. If you lose your job, right? You can't make the payments if whatever money you're getting in on unemployment. Well, you need to have a place to live. You need to have food on the table, and you need to be able to just be alive, right? And what are people doing? They don't make their car payments. They don't make their credit card payments, and that debt continues to rise. And right now, we're already hearing that the repo market, the car repo market, you don't even have enough repo people out there to repo all the cars that need to be done. So I know I've had a few friends that own lots, and they're like, okay, it's coming. We hear it. We keep hearing it's coming. We're going to see if all these cars hit the market, we're going to see car values just plummet pretty quickly because you're going to have too many cars on the market. So with that being said, let's jump into interest rates. Yes, interest rates. We talked about it, maybe a little bump here. Well, thank God FHA didn't even go up. We come over here. We did see, unfortunately, but it's keeping it under 7%. We did see it go up about 4.5%, 30-year conforming conventional, right? These are just a flip-flop. And I tell people on a daily basis, if you're actually getting a 15-year or 30-year jumbo, you got to get with the right mortgage lender, because if you don't, you lock on the wrong day, you've locked on a day in which you could be saving $20, $30, $40 a month, or pay $20, $30, $40 more a month just because you have you lock on the wrong day with the wrong mortgage advisor. All right, let's jump in one more moment. Not what we really wanted to see, guys. We're seeing the bond market go up to 4.237. We had gone as low as 4.12 last week. Now we're up. So we're just seeing rates slightly inch up. We did talk about this. We did say it was going to hit a bottom here somewhere prior to the 4%. Then we're going to see it jump up. And like I said, I told you last week, I think it's going to hit the 4.35, and then we'll head right back down. Right? We're going to head right back down. That's somewhere in January or February of next year. We'll be hopefully under 4%. And that's where you'll see a little bit of stimulating the housing market, and get some credit card relief, man. My God, credit card, interest rates are tied closely to the Fed. And I mean, 24% interest rates, 30% interest rates are just killing it for people. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Otherwise, let's get this ball rolling. It's a Monday in December. We're a couple weeks out from Christmas. Get that holiday cheer. You guys take care. Talk to you later.